Hey everyone, AJ Martucci of the Underdog Velocity Program. I'm here with one of my clients, Chase. Chase, why don't you introduce yourself to everybody?
Hey, I'm Chase Carter. I go to Wentworth Institute of Technology, and I'm a left-handed pitcher.
Yeah, Chase, you've been working with me now for the last few months. Seen some really nice results. Why don't you kind of talk about your experience so far in the program?
So my experience in the program is I'm definitely up 3 to 4 miles, cleaning up my arm path. That was the biggest thing, getting on time, getting my arm on time. And then the absolute biggest thing with this program is availability. I feel like I'm ready to pitch whenever my number's called. I'm not on the sideline at all. I don't have any injuries. I don't have any soreness. I'm just ready to go whenever. And that's the biggest thing because if you're not ready, then you can't actually pitch.
Yeah, my college coach back in the day used to say your best ability as a pitcher is availability because, especially in the college game, because some guys watching this might be high schoolers. The college game is much different than the high school game. I mean, we were just talking about it before we hopped on here. Like it's go, 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 next day, next day, next day. And even if you're one of the starters on the team, like they might need you in relief. You're playing 9 inning double headers sometimes. 12-hour road trips. So it's a lot to prepare for. So it's obviously important as you've seen. Um, I know that you've tried a bunch of things. You're a super hard worker. You've tried like maybe some other programs, maybe some other type of training methods. Could you kind of talk about like what might make this a little different than something else and maybe why it might work better for somebody?
I think for this, the biggest thing is knowing what you're doing next and then not overworking. Because I mean, just as important as putting in the work, knowing what you're doing and knowing it's going to give you results is even better. It's like a quarterback having a head coach. You need a head coach, you need an offensive coordinator. Without that, you're just out there with the offense. You actually need someone to run it for you and make sure you're on the right track and set you up for success.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. I know we've been in a lot of contact and a lot of people are hesitant of like remote training because it's like, how does this really work? Like, is he just handing me a piece of paper and then disappearing? And I mean, you could attest to it too. Like, we've been in constant contact. Like, I'm trying to support you as much as I can, either through the video analysis or program modifications when needed, or just advice, like pitching advice, giving you my expertise the best I can just to continue to help you. Um, Maybe touch on that a little bit. Like maybe what was your experience with that so far?
Yeah, so my experience is I was always ready. Like when I'd say if I had a question, I'd send you a text and I'd get one right back within probably the longest I waited was maybe a day if you were really, really busy, but you always got back within an hour, I'd
Sure.
say.
Yeah.
Just having someone to guide you, having someone there for you, having someone to break down your mechanics with you and say like, how are you feeling during this? And he's actually a pitcher. It's not like he
Didn't
didn't
just
write
read a
this
book.
program.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't write this program as a third party. He had firsthand experience in this. So I think having someone who's already been through it, already done it all, and just wants his clients to get the most out of it, you were always there. You're always there. Like it's a
Oh
two-way
man, I
street.
mean, that means a lot to me because I know what it's like. I was going through the journey you're going through, trying to get the most out of myself in this game. And, a lot of people promise you a lot of things and then they kind of disappear or things aren't what they seem, especially when you get started. And, so I know what it's like to be in a situation like yours where you want something so bad, you want that guidance and you just want somebody to show you the way. Like you're willing to put in the work, like you're not afraid to work, but hey, what should I be doing? And I say it to my guys all the time, like I'm as available as you need me to be. Like I have guys that sign up for the program and they barely talk to me and they do it on their own and maybe it goes well, maybe it doesn't. I mean, that's totally their style. And then I have other guys like yourself that are like they really want every ounce of this that they can and they're trying to get as much support from me as possible because, that's why I'm their coach, right? So trying to utilize that, I mean, you've definitely a testament to that, which is probably another reason why you've seen such good results. So, I'm super proud of you in that sense. I'm sure you're proud of yourself, at least in some sense. I know you're a little hard on yourself sometimes trying to climb that velocity ladder and success ladder, but you're going in the right direction for sure. Um, So who would you recommend this program to? Like what type of person, what type of athlete, like just in your opinion?
I'd recommend this program to any pitcher that wants to play at the collegiate level, any pitcher, especially guys who are under 6 foot, who are you just gotta like when you have the levers and you have all the size and anything like that, any plan can work for you at the end of the
Yeah.
day because you're projectable. This is for the guys who aren't projectable, the dirt dogs who like to get their hands dirty, who like to give it their all, who like to work out, who like to go past like I'd say the norms, who like to push past anything like that, and guys that really just a good group of hardworking guys that want to get better at baseball, play at the highest level, compete at the highest level they can.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think you nailed it right there because you'll see, and I saw it when I was coming up, like a lot of these programs are like either just throwing programs or like just lifting programs or some kind of crazy like weighted ball routine. As you've seen, like especially for undersized pitchers, I try to incorporate every single aspect between like mechanic drills, mobility, strength, rotational power, arm care because that's truly what it's going to take to be able to compete with these guys that are naturally gifted. These guys that are 6'3", 6'4", 250, that might not even do much, but they're naturally throwing 90, which is super frustrating for guys like us because it's like, I'm doing everything I can and it's hard, and this guy just wakes up in the morning and does it. But that's just kind of how it goes, and you either quit or you try to find a path to get you there. And I'm blessed to be able to give that path to guys like yourself that really do want more from this game and more out of life in a baseball sense. Um, so I totally agree, man. You totally nailed it on that. What's next for you in the next, baseball wise in the future? What are you hoping to do?
I'm hoping to play as long as I can. I'm hoping to compete as long as I can, and for the near future, I'm looking to give my college team everything I can and try and win our conference and go from there.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome. Well, I appreciate you coming on. Much success coming to you in the future, and we'll talk soon, man.
Thank you.